It was a stormy night on a quiet farm nestled between endless hills and thick woods, far from the city's hum. Rain poured from the darkened sky as thunder rolled ominously across the fields. Lightning lit up the silhouette of a weathered wooden farmhouse. Inside the barn, a warm yellow glow flickered from a lantern hanging overhead. Luna, a gentle golden retriever with wise eyes, was lying on a bed of hay, breathing heavily as she prepared to give birth. The farmer and his wife, kind-hearted and elderly, knelt beside her. They whispered soothing words, occasionally glancing at one another with anticipation. One by one, the puppies came into the world, healthy and lively, yipping and squirming. But the last one didn't come so easily. Minutes passed. Luna whimpered, and the farmer grew worried. He wiped his hand on a cloth and gently encouraged Luna, who summoned all her strength. Then finally, a tiny, trembling puppy emerged, smaller than the rest. His fur was a gleaming mix of golden cream and snowy white. He didn't cry at first. Everyone held their breath until he let out a sharp, determined yelp. The farmer chuckled with relief. "Look at that spark," he said. His wife nodded, gently stroking the puppy's damp head. "Let's call him Bolt." Bolt's early days on the farm were filled with wonder. The barn became his playground. From chasing fluttering feathers to wrestling with scarecrows, he was a bundle of uncontainable energy. Every morning, Bolt would dart out of the barn before breakfast, racing alongside chickens, dodging cows, and exploring every nook of the property. While the other puppies preferred cuddling in the hay or dozing in sun patches, Bolt was always in motion. He discovered the pond behind the cornfield and fearlessly paddled into the water, surprising even the ducks. The farmer's wife once found him asleep in a basket of tomatoes, content and muddy. Luna kept a watchful eye on him, teaching him the ways of the farm. She showed him how to listen to the wind, how to smell danger, and how to find his way home from anywhere. One chilly evening, Luna led Bolt up the hillside behind the barn to watch the sunset. The sky exploded in color, and Bolt sat quietly beside her, ears perked and eyes wide. He seemed to understand something bigger than himself in that moment. When the time came to find homes for the puppies, signs were placed, and visitors arrived. Cheerful families came with children, each falling in love with one of Bolt's siblings. Bolt watched them go with a wagging tail, though a shadow lingered in his eyes. Weeks passed. No one chose Bolt. The farmer scratched his head, puzzled. He's the brightest of the bunch, just needs someone who can match his spirit. One early morning, as dew clung to the grass, the farmer loaded Bolt into the truck. The journey to the shelter was quiet. Bolt sat in the back seat, watching the rolling hills disappear behind him. The shelter was clean, but cold in its own way. The barking of other dogs echoed off the walls. Bolt didn't bark. He sat calmly, watching people pass by. He ate his meals, played with toys, and greeted the staff politely. Still, day after day, he remained. The other dogs came and went, but not Bolt. Then came Leo. Leo was 10. His eyes carried the weight of loss. Since losing his father, he had stopped playing, stopped smiling. His mother brought him to the shelter in hopes that a furry companion might rekindle a spark in his heart. The shelter manager greeted them warmly. "Let's meet someone special," he said, leading them to Bolt's kennel. Bolt was lying quietly, his ears perked as they approached. Leo knelt. Bolt stood and slowly approached, tilting his head. Their eyes met. No barking, no tail-chasing antics, just a quiet recognition. like two old souls meeting again. Leo reached out. "Hi, Bolt." Bolt licked his hand, and in that moment, something shifted. Bolt's first day in his new home was a whirlwind of discovery. He slipped on the polished floors, knocked over a lamp, barked at his reflection in the glass door, and snuck into Leo's closet. Leo watched with a hesitant smile, slowly unraveling his tension. That night, Leo built Bolt a cozy bed next to his own, using pillows and blankets. Bolt sniffed it, circled once, and plopped down with a satisfied sigh. "You can sleep here," Leo whispered, "if you want." Bolt wagged his tail once, eyes twinkling. Over the next few weeks, their bond deepened. Bolt followed Leo everywhere, from brushing teeth to reading under the covers. He waited at the school bus stop every morning and was the first to greet Leo when he returned. They played in the backyard, invented games, and even created secret codes with barks and hand signals. Leo laughed again. Bolt brought back color to his world. One afternoon, they visited the woods behind their house. Leo sat on a rock near the stream, throwing pebbles, and Bolt stood guard beside him, ears flicking at the sounds of the forest. "You ever miss your family?" Leo asked. Bolt looked up at him and placed a paw gently on Leo's knee. "Yeah," Leo said, smiling faintly. "Me too." That night, everything changed. Leo had gone inside to brush his teeth. The back door was slightly ajar. A faint sound drifted into Bolt's ears, a soft whimpering. His ears perked, his nose twitched. He stepped outside, padding quietly toward the sound. In the yard next door, a toddler had slipped out unnoticed. She was stumbling down the driveway toward the street. Bolt's eyes widened as headlights appeared in the distance. He sprinted. With a burst of speed, Bolt leapt through the bushes, barked loudly to get attention, and nudged the toddler just in time. The car screeched, missing them by inches. The driver slammed on the brakes, horrified. Neighbors rushed out, yelling and calling for the child. Someone scooped her up and turned to Bolt. "That dog! He saved her!" Leo and his mother arrived, breathless. Leo ran to Bolt, threw his arms around him. "You're a hero," he whispered, his voice trembling. His mother crouched beside them. "He's not just a pet, he's family." That night, they built a fort in Leo's room from blankets and pillows. Inside, the glow of a flashlight flickered on their faces. Leo laid his hand on Bolt's fur. "You're not just a dog," Leo said softly. "You're my hero." Bolt rested his head on Leo's chest and closed his eyes. Outside, the stars emerged. The night was calm now, still, as if the world knew that something extraordinary had just begun. And so, a legend began.